Yo, what's up, you guys? Ben on Fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys another defense in Madden 22. It's going to be a blitz, it's going to be a coverage combination, and you guys seem to like these, so we're going to bring another one to you. We're going to be in the 4-3 even 6-1 formation for today's video. This is a really good formation. It's in a lot of playbooks. We're in Bears. It's also in Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might also be in Dolphins, so it's in a lot of the meta really good playbooks. And it's really a good blitzing formation, easy formation, and it's super frustrating, super annoying to play against this formation right here. So we're going to show you guys another play to run it that we have not gone over in the past, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So first thing you want to do, get some fast guys getting off the edge. These are your rushers. These are the guys getting to the QB, having free rushes. You want some fast guys there. Of course, man in the middle. You want a good user. You can get different out of position cards. Isaiah Simmons linebacker versions, different guys to go there. We're using regs, so obviously we don't have the most ideal guys, but they'll do for the demonstration. In Ultimate Team, get fast guys. Trust me on that one. Get tall guys. And yeah, that's pretty much all you have. You're only going to be having 4 DBs. The rest are DNs, defensive linemen, and linebackers. So let's talk about the actual play that we're running. And we're going to be running Tampa 2 for today's video. It's really good counter to bunch, which we will be playing against. So we're going to be showing that. And again, you're going to run Tampa 2 here. You're going to turn auto flip off. It is a symmetrical formation. I'll usually just go ahead and I just realized that my face cam was covering it, but here's the Tampa 2 play on the bottom. And I usually will run it just the normal way it comes, with the strong safety down a little bit further than the free safety. You might want to flip that if the bunch is on the left, but for video's sake, we'll keep that bunch on the right. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so hopping into the actual play, the actual setup now, you notice that we got the bunch on the right-hand side. We're on the left hash mark. Doesn't really have too much of an effect, but some people might want to flip it whichever way they're comfortable with. And I would recommend having it this way probably. So, into our setup, take a look at what we have. We have 2 clouds, 2 deep halves, 2 vertical hooks, and then the mid-read. Now, you're going to be using this middle guy, as we mentioned previously. You're going to use your Joe Schobert. First thing you want to do that I like to do is base a line. I'm a base a line guy. I like basing a line. You notice that it also kind of slightly moves one of those inside interior linemen to that left side slightly, which I do think has an actual small, kind of a difference on the blitz. That's something that you're going to want to do. Now, next thing that you're going to do is slant your defensive line inside. That's going to be the right stick down on that right analog stick. Just slanting, inside, basic stuff. And then what do we want to do? We're going to blitz all linebackers. We're going to blitz all linebackers, and then we're going to contain. So contain. Now the last thing we're going to do is actually re-blitz that X linebacker. And this is going to be important. If your running back in this bunch is on the left side, you're going to re-blitz the X linebacker. If he's on the right side, you're going to re-blitz the right linebacker, which would be TJ Watt. So here it is. You have a contain on one side. You have a normal blitzer on the other side. We want the normal blitzer to get through. We want him to get the pressure. And then with your user, you can do whatever you want. I will usually just spy him. You can throw him whatever. I don't really like having him on a blitz, so I'll just throw him on like a little spy. And then when the ball is snapped, we'll try and just hold the center's attention for like a little bit. Hold it, and for whatever reason, we don't get pressure there. You gotta love it. I feel like every time I turn the cameras on, the blitz setup doesn't work the first time. It's super weird, but we're going to quickly reset that up because you got to love the moment that I turn on the cameras. This doesn't work, but every single time when I've been labbing it, and it was working, so super odd to see that. We'll just set it up again quickly here, and there you see it working perfectly. We do get 2 people free with TJ Watt and Devin Bush off the edge. I'm not sure why on that first play. Both guys didn't get free, but here is TJ Watt getting free and Devin Bush. And I'll explain a little bit more of what you want to do with your user a little bit later in the video, but just taking a look at basic stuff. We're kind of standing decently close. I know some people like to stand further off, kind of run down. I don't really like that, especially with linebackers, how slow they are. So I kind of like to stand here. You see the ball snapped, like slightly move to the left, and then I go back and user pretty much everything that I want, anything that I want. We get the quick pressure. And we will show this with different blocking mechanics. We'll block 6. We'll show what it looks like if we block 7. But overall, pretty good. And again, we'll, of course, talk about some of the adjustments backside later in the video. So stay tuned if you want to know those. But again, we'll base a line, which I accidentally did twice, but we'll base a line, slant inside, blitz all linebackers, contain, and then make sure you individually blitz Devin Bush or the linebacker that is on the running back side in the bunch. Now, we are doing this against bunch. It works against bunch tight end. It works against all other formations. Now, you can really blitz on whatever side. I would still probably go running back side. But, I mean, the blitz does work if you don't contain either, so it's not necessary to contain, but that's just something that we like to do. And boom, here you see getting pressure, both edges once again. I know there's routes open. Trust me, we'll take care of that a little bit later in the video, but just focusing on the blitz for a little bit. Now, if we wanted to go no contains, again, I believe it still works, but you see it just works a little bit weirdly. Some weird stuff happens. TJ Watt comes through a little bit quicker, but what actually happens is Cameron Hayward is the guy to get through. It just seems to throw things off. And also TJ Watt, if they are in like a spread formation, he's going to get through a lot cleaner because take a look, tight end's bumping him on every run. There's no way to avoid that. If they're playing bunch or any formation like a wide trips, it's going to happen. You see just different stuff happens. I'd rather have my fast linebacker get free than my slower defensive end. That's just me personally. So, all right, now let's go through a six-man protection. Now, these won't be as clean, but we'll show them still, and you'll see a lot of different results. It won't be exactly the same guy getting free every single time. And this is a lot easier to show in Ultimate Team. So again, this slow linebacker just throws so many things off with having Schobert in the middle of the field because he can't move. Literally can't move. When the ball is snapped, he's just so slow, and it throws off the blitz. But if you at least get an understanding on it, you should be better off. So again, we'll set it everything up kind of the same way we have been, as you might expect. So again, we'll contain, we'll re-blitz Devin Bush over on that side. And then again, kind of what I like to do for this one is actually stand a little bit closer. Now, I'll show what it looks like normally if you kind of stand here, blitz off, and you see we still get the pressure. So it certainly can work this way. This is the ideal result. You just keep everything the same. And again, the tight end was blocking on that play. You still get the pressure. So again, it didn't really affect anything. You saw even on some of those situations where we only blocked 5 and we did rush those 6 players, TJ Watt would still get blocked. So again, it's not necessarily completely consistent, but you see a lot of the time Devin Bush is the guy getting free, and who can really complain with that, because that is ultimately what you want. So again, with your user, you can kind of stand in different positions. Standing over here, and a lot of times when you do stand on that right side, it does a good job at getting free. I also noticed that if you straight up hover on this one, I have seen pretty good results as well, but overall I found that the best place to stand is kind of over here when the ball is snapped. You kind of slightly move over to the left, but you don't even necessarily need to move over to the left in this situation to work, and I might have even forgot to block the tight end on that one, but we'll block him here. And this is a situation which certainly can happen. I mentioned that at the beginning of this kind of segment where it's not TJ Watt getting, or it's not Devin Bush getting free. Sometimes he forces these weird little disengages. We do hold the center's attention, but it's just a matter of how the left tackle blocks. And that can also have to do with Gibson's route. It's just a lot of different variables, but you're fine if Cam Hayward does get free. Your blitz is still working. It's not going to be as quick, so it's not as ideal, but it is still doable. I think if we throw Gibson on a thing like a wheel route, it actually works a little bit better, if I'm not mistaken. We'll also block the tight end once again here. Ball is snapped, and again, you see we get this disengage. Now, a lot of times when you do get disengages, it seems to happen in pairs, so a lot of times you might get 2 people free. But, yeah, man, you can see the blitz still does work. Now, what if they block the running back? Now, this is tricky because you would expect they block the running back. TJ Watt's going to get free off that right edge. But again, we've seen TJ Watt gets bumped a lot. Now, one way I think this helps, and we're going to kind of lab on the fly here, is I believe if I do not base a line for this one, TJ Watt gets free a little bit better. So we'll try it out live to kind of see, kind of labbing on the fly here. But and it didn't really help. We still got Devin Bush free, but this one is not going to be as good if they do block the running back, if I'm not mistaken. We'll try it again here. This time we'll just baseline, see if it actually does make a difference or not. We'll block the running back. But again, TJ Watt getting bumped is annoying, so if you're playing other formations, you are in luck, and you should be better off. Here you see we get an instant disengage, which again, those actually help probably in the case that they block the running back and not the tight end. But enough talking, let's get into some of the coverage adjustment things, and we're not going to send the blitz as try hard, but we will still run it. Now, some of the things you can do, first thing you can kind of hard flat. Another thing I like to do is also bring this guy down. If he is in a cloud flat, I like to bring him down. You know, reason being, When he's all the way backed up and then the ball is snapped and he's still running backwards, he's covering nothing, especially if there's any kind of a flat. I also like this hard flat over here with the kind of drags going right to left, little wheel routes, out routes, things like that. You rarely, and if there's a crosser, generally you're going to use it from right to left. So we'll set up the blitz. Pressure gets free. You see there's not too many things you can run. Keep in mind that we can adjust our zone drops in practice mode. You can really set those to whatever you would like. 5 yards, 10 yards, whatever. You can set one side to kind of on a like stock hard flat, which would play around 5 yards. But generally, you could also leave them default if you want the hard flat and the cloud flat to play different. You can also go soft squat. Will be a little bit more aggressive in attacking those flats for you. But yeah, man, there's not too much to this play as far as coverage adjustments go. You're kind of banking on the pressure, not giving up the big play. But certain plays like verticals, you should be pretty good off, especially if you were to go to, let's say, a hard flat on the left. Verticals on the right, kind of work over. You see we get the pressure. It got a little bit slower there. I wasn't exactly watching the blitz. I was watching the coverage, but eventually, usually the blitz will come free. And let's say max protects. Your blitz in 6, you should eventually get some quick pressure. And he only has 3 routes on the field, so he shouldn't really find, too many people open in that scenario. But that's pretty much going to end the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you drop a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. And peace. I'm out of here.